have to hurry to the south, and then we hurry north, and we're talking every minute as we hurry back and forth, and we have to hurry to the east, and then we hurry west, and we're talking every minute, and we don't have time to rest, and we have to do it faster or it never will be done, and we have no time for listening or anything that's fun.
We have to do it faster or it never will be done, and we have no time for listening or anything that's fun.
Once upon a time, there was a shoemaker who had become poor due to no fault of his own.
I have worked as a shoemaker for many years. But there have been very hard times in a very little business. My shoes are quite fine. There just are so few people in need of these fine shoes. We have become so poor.
Do not worry, my good husband. We will be just fine. Someone will want your shoes soon.
I am not sure of that. Christmas is coming soon, and I wanted to give you a fine gift. I have only enough leather to make one more pair of shoes.
I believe in you. You are gift enough for me. Come to bed and rest. You can begin work again in the morning.
I will just cut the leather and lay it out. And then I will come to bed.
The shoemaker said to his prayers and climbed into bed. He quickly fell fast asleep. The next morning he rose and went to his cobbler's bench to work on his shoes.
What has happened here? The shoes, they're already made. How did this happen? They are so beautiful. Every stitch is perfect. I don't know how this happened, but I am very grateful.
Soon a man came into the shoemaker's shop in the need of some shoes.
These shoes are fabulous! I would love to buy them. I will pay double the price you are asking. Please allow me to buy them.
Oh, thank you so much, sir. Wife, come and see. I have enough money now to buy leather for 2 pairs of shoes. I will cut them out tonight.
That night the shoemaker cut out the leather, laid it on his cobbler's bench, and went to bed. When he got up the next morning again, the shoes were finished and people were waiting to buy his awesome shoes.
Wife, this is truly amazing. Night after night, I cut out the leather and placed the pieces on my bench. And in the morning, they're complete pair of shoes.
Dear husband, I encouraged you to believe and look at the good fortune we have gotten. I do not know how this is happening, but I am very happy.
I have an idea. Let us wake up tonight and see if we can find out who is doing this and how it is happening.
The shoemaker and his wife sat up that night, staying hidden in a corner. At midnight, 2 little elves with tattered clothing appeared. They began sewing the leather together.
We will get all of these shoes done tonight, and then the shoemaker will be able to save money for a gift for his wife.
He is so kind and loving and deserves to have an easier life. Let's get to work. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la.
Tap, tap, stitch and tap, making a pair of shoes. Le scarpine per ballare, ballare, balleremo tutto il dì. Le scarpine per ballare, ballare, balleremo ancora così. In the shoemaker's shop, this refrain would never stop as he tapped away, working all the day. At his bench there was he, just as busy as a bee, little time to lose with the boots and shoes. But his heart went pop inside the little shop with a lovely girl, set him all a whirl. She had come to choose some pretty dancing shoes, and he heard her say in a charming way, shoes to set my feet a dancing, 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 dancing all the day. Shoes to set my feet a dancing, dancing, dancing all my cares away. Then he tapped and he stitched, for his fingers were bewitched, and he sewed a dream into every seam, making shoes oh so neat, just like magic on her feet. And he hoped she'd know that he loved her so. But she danced, danced, danced as though she were entranced, like a spinning top all around the shop. On her dainty feet she whirled into the street, and he heard her say as she danced away, le scarpine per ballare, ballare, balleremo tutto il dì. Le scarpine per ballare, ballare, balleremo ancor così. Shoes to set my feet a dancing, dancing, dancing all my cares away, all my cares away.
Those poor elves have such tattered clothing. We should make them new clothes to show our gratitude for all they have done for us.
And I shall make them tiny, tiny boots for the little feet.
That night, the wife and the shoemaker laid out their gifts of shirts, jackets, pants, and shoes on the cobbler's bench. They again hid to see the elves' reactions. At midnight, the elves again appeared.
Jiminy Cricket, what is this? There's no leather cup for us to sew.
There are new clothes and shoes for us to wear. This is most exciting.
The elves danced around in delight with their new clothes and shoes. The shoemaker and his wife smiled at joy they had brought the elves. The elves were never seen again, and the shoemaker and his wife lived well for the rest of their lives.
Rockin' on top of the world, rockin' on top of the world. Crazy's hopping, there ain't no stopping. Rockin' on top of the world. Lift your spirits, swing that girl. Rockin' on top of the world tonight. Rockin' on top of the world, rockin' on top of the world. Crazy's hopping, there ain't no stopping. Rockin' on top of the world. Lift your spirits, swing that girl. Rockin' on top of the world tonight, yeah. Come on, shorty. Up here where it's freezing, everybody needs some heat. No more ring-a-dinger, time to get up on your feet. On my feet. Rockin' on top of the world, rockin' on top of the world. Blazes hopping, ain't no stopping. Rockin' on top of the world. Roll your honey, swing that girl. Rockin' on top of the world tonight, yeah. Freezing, everybody needs some heat. No more ring-a-dinger, time to get up on your feet. On my feet. Rockin' on top of the world, rockin' on top of the world. Blazes hopping, ain't no stopping. Rockin' on top of the world. Roll your honey, swing that girl. Rockin' on top of the world tonight. Rockin' on top of the world, rockin' on top of the world. Blazes hopping, ain't no stopping. Rockin' on top of the world. Roll your honey, swing that girl. Rockin' on top of the world tonight, yeah.
The holiday season just wouldn't be complete without reading The Night Before Christmas by Clement Moore. So I thought I'd read it to you now, okay?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Fine, I guess.
All right, I guess
Whatever.
okay.
Okay,
Thanks.
all right.
Cool.
'Twas the night before Christmas.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What is twas? Is that a real word?
Yeah, I've never heard anyone use that word when they're talking.
Yeah, how does that work?
It's an old word meaning it was.
Oh.
Makes more sense. Okay.
And all through the house.
Why is it a house? Why not an apartment or a condo?
Or a mobile home, or a camper.
Yeah, not everyone lives in a house, you know.
Yes, I know. But the house represents what everyone calls home.
Why didn't he just say that?
Not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
Why on earth do they have a mouse?
Yeah.
Do they need to get a cat to deal with that?
I like
Or what?
I like cats a lot.
The stockings were hung by the chimney with care in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there.
How does that work? Okay, let's be careful with that sock. Now just pound a nail in it to see if we can hang it up.
And just how does St. Nicholas know to come there? Socks don't make any noise. It's not like they send out an SOS signal.
SOS?
Yeah, socks okay, Santa?
I don't get it.
Okay. Settle down. Can I continue, please?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. The children were nestled, all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads.
What? Were they hungry? Why are they dreaming of food?
I would have been dreaming of toys or an Xbox or an iPad. You know what I mean?
No, they were having sweet dreams.
Well, why didn't he just say that? This guy isn't very clear, is he?
No, doesn't
He's
seem
really
like
not.
it.
I feel like he should be a little...
Can I continue, please?
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Whatever.
Your turn.
And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap.
Wait a minute! This is a family show! Why aren't they wearing clothes?
Naked.
When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter.
There are no lawns in apartment buildings. Tisk, tisk.
He's right.
Parking
Yeah,
lots
it's pretty
sometimes.
true, yeah.
Away to the window, I flew like a flash, tore open the window, and threw up the sash.
Now we're getting somewhere! A superhero!
Yeah,
Whoosh!
Batman.
Whoosh! I'm flying!
There are no superheroes in this story. Oh, my.
Come on.
I love superheroes!
Martha!
I'm a superhero.
When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer.
What? What? No Rudolph? Was this before Rudolph was born? What's the deal?
Yeah, I don't get it.
With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen. On Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all.
Hang on. Let me get this straight. This guy looks out his window at a sled on the ground with teeny tiny Santa and mini reindeer. How many stories up is he? Or is this a giant house?
I hope it's a giant
Yeah, I
house!
want the giant house.
See, it really is an apartment building or a really cool condo.
Oh,
yeah.
a swimming pool in it, maybe?
So up to the housetop the coursers they flew with a sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof.
What? He's on the lawn where he could just walk in the front door and he decides to fly up on the roof? I really don't get it. What was this guy thinking?
He was thinking that it was nice for
As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot.
Peter's not gonna like that. Mm.
And his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot.
Duh, he just slid down the chimney. Of course they're dirty.
Yeah.
And now he's gonna track it all through the house, I bet.
Oh, he's gonna be grounded.
A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled. His dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry.
He's been outside in the cold, riding around in the sky. His whole face is probably red.
Maybe like a fire truck, right? Not really a chair.
His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath.
Wait. What if this is a smoke-free house? Did he even check? He could have left that pipe in the sleigh on the roof.
He's gonna be trouble.
Rude.
He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf.
We should probably start leaving him a salad and a diet soda instead of cookies and milk.
Yeah,
It's not as delicious.
And I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a nod of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread.
I guess there was no stranger danger there.
He spoke not a word and went straight to his work and filled all the stockings and turned with a jerk and laying a finger aside of his nose.
That's better inside his nose. Ha ha ha.
He's picking his nose.
And giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle.
And we're supposed to believe that no one woke up with all this going on?
No way. That doesn't make any sense at all.
Right.
All right, but you guys have been so rude. You have interrupted me during this whole thing. This is a classic Christmas story. It's happy and positive, and you guys have questioned everything about it. It's about believing, and sometimes you don't see what you're believing in, and that's okay. Can you understand that?
Whatever.
Sorry.
My
My
bad.
comprehension
You're
is
rude.
below average.
Okay, let me finish.
So,
And away they all flew like the down of a thistle. Not yet. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight,
Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Ho, ho, ho!
So, what story are the puppets going to tell us today?
Hans and Gretel. Oh, no. Hans and Gerda.
Ah, Hans and Gerda were best friends, and they were neighbors.
Hans lived with his grandmother, and Gerda lived next door.
In the summer, they would play together in the rose garden.
In the winter, they would play inside or outside in the snow.
Is there such a thing as a snow queen?
Yes, there is. She's a frightful woman.
Oh, I'm scared. Don't be. If the snow queen comes, I will put her in an oven and she will melt.
But then that night, Hans saw the Snow Queen in his window and was very scared.
Hans became a different person. He started to say mean things to his grandma, and his best friend Gerda. Then, one day in the winter, Hans said to Gerda,
Gerda, I'm going to go sledding with the boys, and you can't come. Hans, you hurt my feelings. I don't care.
Hans left and he was sledding down the hill when a woman on a white sled came. She told the boy to follow her, and he did.
They went on a ride, then came to a snow castle.
I'm so very cold.
Take this blanket, and then you will not be cold.
You're right. I'm not cold anymore.
But Gerda was getting more and more worried about her friend Hans, who had gone missing.
I am looking for my best friend Hans. Do you know where he is?
I'm afraid I don't. Why don't you come in for a while and calm down and eat some fruit?
Okay.
You should just stay here with me.
Yes, that sounds good. I'll stay.
We'll be the best of friends.
Gerda stayed a long time, but then one day she saw the sun staring at a rose and said,
I remember now. I'm looking for Hans. We used to play in the rose garden.
I knew this day would come. I will give you some food and then you can go.
And so Gerda was on her way again. Before long, she met a bird.
Good morning, bird.
Ah, ah. Good morning. Good morning.
Have you seen my friend Hans?
Well, what does he look like?
He's a little boy. He has blonde hair and blue eyes.
Was he wearing boots?
Yes, he was.
He may be in the Queen's castle.
He's living in a queen's castle?
Yes, she is beautiful. Many people want to live with her. Come, follow me. I will take you to the castle.
Later, Gerda saw another bird, and she asked,
Mr. Bird, have you seen my friend Hans? He has blonde hair and blue eyes and was wearing boots when I saw him last.
Yes, I saw him. He was going up north with the Snow Queen. She went to her ice palace.
What do I do?
Ask the reindeer. He knows what happens north.
So Gerda went to the reindeer and asked him,
Reindeer, do you know how to get up north?
Yeah. Oh, I was born up north.
Could you take me there?
Only if my master lets us go.
Oh, please. My friend is lost and I need to find him again. Will you let me take the reindeer?
The reindeer lived in the house of a magic man.
My name is Gerda and I'm looking for my friend Hans.
He's in the ice palace, boss. Can you help Gerda fight the Snow Queen? Please give her a potion to make her strong like 20 men.
Gerda does not need a potion. She is already strong. I know because the birds, the animals, and the sun have all helped her. She can win against the Snow Queen's power herself.
So Gerda and the reindeer went together up north.
Once they got to the snow palace, the reindeer left Gerda.
She didn't know it, but the Snow Queen was actually busy putting snow on tops of the mountains and freezing over lakes and rivers.
And once Gerda was in the palace, she found her friend Hans in the middle of a frozen lake.
Then she ran to him.
Hans, I'm so happy I found you. Huh? Where am I? Hans, do you remember who you are? course I do. You are my best friend. How did I get here? I'll tell you the story on the way home.
So Gerda and Hans rode the reindeer all the way back home together.
And they all lived happily ever after.
Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to Miss Jill's Little Reading Corner. In my little corner, in my little chair, I will read my stories to all of you. Grab a seat, a pillow, and a blanket or two. It's time for me to read to you. Today, boys and girls, I have a book called Snow What Fun, written by Cheryl Hawkinson and illustrated by Mike Esberg. Hope you like it. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the land, the snow folks were stirring according to plan. They sprang into life in a fluffy white flurry and fled from their yards in a great big fat hurry into the streets where they shouted with glee, "Hooray! It's time for the snow jubilee!" They clumped and they clustered and said howdy and hi, then smushed into snow clouds and swooshed through the sky. Past forest and rivers and over a knoll to a most secret place that's just south of North Pole. From all over the planet they started arriving and greeted each other with hugs and high-fiving. 'Twas their once-a-year snow night, their big rendezvous. But first, they had something important to do. "Look!" someone shouted. "Up there! It's his sleigh! We've got to guide Santa! No time to delay!" So quickly they lined up, their form was perfection, and waved Santa's sleigh into a southbound direction. Then they took out their banjos, their flutes, and their drums. They sang silly songs and they hummed happy hums. They waltzed and they did the polka. They jived and they jumped. They pranced and they chicken danced. Man, were they pumped. They staged a big contest with fabulous games. They awarded the winners and they called out their names. Now slushy, now twirly, now freezy, now twiggles. On jingle, on bingle, on wheezy, on wiggles. They snapped on their snowshoes, their skis and their skates, and barreled about at incredible rates. And when they were tired, they flocked to the ground, enjoying their bird friends who flocked all around, feeding them seeds they had brought in big sacks. It felt really good just to sit and relax. Then suddenly they could hear bells in the air. "Oh, it's Santa! He's back and he's got gifts to spare!" The snow folks looked upward and they grinned at the sight of packages raining down into the night. Wow! What a fabulous snow jubilee! But the night's almost over, so we better flee. We've helped out old Santa and had some fun too. Mission accomplished. Now it's time to skidoo. Softly they swooped up in balls of white fluff, and lumpily-bumpily flew fast enough to arrive in their places before the sun rose and return, every one, to their regular pose. Now, maybe you're thinking it's hard to believe that snow people come to life each Christmas Eve. But look out your window first thing Christmas Day and see if your snowman looks quite the same way. The end. Well, I can't wait to make a snowman on our first snowfall. I hope you make your big snowman too and watch Christmas Eve, or when you wake up Christmas, and see if your snowman looks the same way. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you again next week. Bye.
And we have to hurry to the south, and then we hurry north, and we're talking every minute as we hurry back and forth, and we have to hurry to the east, and then we hurry west, and we're talking every minute, and we don't have time to rest, and we have to do it faster or it never will be done, and we have no time for listening or anything that's fun.
We have to do it faster or it never will be done, and we have no time for listening or anything that's fun.